if we did not nurture you and we condone the treatment that is being given to the members who sit on this side of the house, as we're seeing in Kawempe, we shall not have the legs of you to export outside. May it please the people who sit on the government side, in reaction to your speech, that they should give a great environment that could usher in persons of your stature from this side, so that we can have people to export to the world out. Thank you very much.
My colleague will always find a way. Thank you. Thank you for your kind words, Honorable. Yes. Honorable Song, wait a bit. Just let me allow Chair Committee on Climate Change.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. First of all, I want to also take this opportunity to congratulate you for assuming the presidency of the EU, of the ACP. This is a very important achievement for us in Uganda and also Africa. This will come with opportunities and challenges. I will want to focus much on the challenges that you can use in this position so that we can have a benefit for as a continent, but also as a ACP countries. Number one is the issue of natural resources exploitation. There are companies that are coming from some of the EU countries and they are operating in Africa. As a result of that, they are causing conflict in some of the ethnic communities, whether in Democratic Republic of Congo, in Cameroon, especially in Bamenda region, in Somalia, Central African Republic, Chad, and so on. So this issue must be addressed at the ACP-EU or under the Samoa Agreement, because it is bringing human rights issues where women and children are getting displaced and even killed. That issue must be addressed. Another issue is on the trade. Terms of trade must be favorable for us to trade with the EU and ACP countries. Let me go to the issue of carbon trade. In the EU, they are selling a ton of carbon at 100 euro. But here in Africa, they are buying a ton at $12. This is the same product. So we need that kind of negotiation. Worse still, in Africa or Uganda, the average landholder holding is about 2 acres. Now, if I decide to plant 1 acre and put it under trees to absorb carbon dioxide, you should pay me good money so that I can use that money to go for off-farm income generating activity. Otherwise, if the trees are ready for timber, I will cut them and then they will stop absorbing the carbon dioxide. So we need to negotiate favorably so that our smallholder farmers can be able to benefit. On the deforestation law, yes, they are saying if you have cut trees to plant coffee here, you will not be able to sell that coffee in the EU. That is a global call. But also behind that is most of the EU countries also benefited. They are the ones who caused climate change globally here. So why don't they pay for that compensation for the countries like Africa, where the average greenhouse gas emission is only 4%, and Uganda is only producing greenhouse gases to about 0.06%. So the one way of doing that is to cancel our debts so that we can start at par. I think those are some of the issues you need to push. Finally, the Council of Ministers. In the EU, the Council of Ministers are very powerful and they make decisions. Some time back, they made a decision to remove the president who was democratically elected in Egypt. President Morsi was removed, and yet he was democratically elected. Now, this Council of Ministers, they should be able to, under this Samoa Agreement, they should be able to weigh their decisions on Africa, on women and children, and also on human rights in general in Africa. So we congratulate you. We know that those challenges can be addressed under your presidency. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Now, colleagues, today we have an order paper, which I want us to go back to. I'm usually uncomfortable sitting here, presiding over you, appreciating me. You know, when I'm conflicted. I know we appreciate each other, and this is our achievement as a house. If we had been a house that is not valued, you know, you can't come out one and you say, I shine alone and the rest are not shining. No, it's because of the collective decisions that we make here and how we represent our people. So I really want to appreciate you, but I should just comment a little. Honorable, these are issues that we are going to be looking at strongly because some countries, we've not moved very, very quickly. For example, the issue of the Economic Partnership Agreement, I hope Uganda can finalize it with the EU so that we unlock the potential that we are having with the EU. To me, the EU is the #1 trading partner. To me, we say UAE, but the gold, how much tax are we getting from gold, for example? How many Ugandans are benefiting from gold? So EU, where around 70% of our coffee is going, you know, that's a very, very critical market that is helping people down on the ground. And we've registered a trade surplus. I think now, I think we're already in around 150 million euro trade surplus, and we are doing extremely very well. The tourism, they are really, really big on tourism, but at continental level, we have to look at issues of intra-Africa trade, intra-Africa travel. We have to look at how we can work on the AFCTA to ensure that indeed we start moving in the right direction. But we also stop the divide and rule, which we usually face on the continent, especially with some countries signing agreements on critical minerals. Countries like Angola, countries, I think even Rwanda has signed. There are countries like Malawi. We negotiate at a regional level, at a continental level. The moment we have that strength of numbers, you know, and the strength of ideas, and I mean, we can't fail to benefit that much. So I'm looking at us, one, benefiting from the economic partnership agreement that we are going to be having. We had hoped to have it at regional level of East African community, but we failed. Kenya signed theirs and moved ahead. SADC, they signed. They're having one under SADC. Then we have the Sustainable Investment Facilitation Agreement. I hope they can open it up to our regions here. So we are going to do a lot together. And through parliamentary diplomacy. Now this is very critical because someone can say, but now this is the work of foreign affairs. No, there is parliamentary diplomacy. Whatever foreign affairs does, a very good example, Honourable Minister on the blacklist, Honourable Minister for Finance, the European Commission agreed that Uganda should be removed because there are 6 countries, UAE, Gibraltar, Uganda, Jamaica, Panama, and Barbados. 4 have fulfilled the requirements, apart from UAE and Gibraltar. But when you go into politics, the geopolitics of Europe, if Gibraltar doesn't sort its issues with Spain, then they can never get off that list. So if we remain under that resolution, we will never be cleared as a country. And investors from Europe are finding challenges when you talk to some of them. So what we've done, because the EU Commission submitted Parliament refused, said no, we want a resolution of all the 6. Now who can best get to members of Parliament in Europe? It's us. Honorable Cooper will give you a list of 50 of them right away because they are our colleagues. So now as a Parliament and as an institution, we are going to petition our colleagues in the European Parliament to clear Uganda. So that's how parliamentary diplomacy works. It complements state diplomacy. We don't compete with the state, we only complement. And the direction we go with is the direction of the sitting government. Then we complement and see how best we can support. I'm sorry, I want us to go back on the agenda. Honorable Leader of Opposition, acting. I have the acting Leader of Opposition, if we could. Under what rule? Rule 8, okay? Procedure under Rule 8. And honorable colleagues, now on procedure, when I say under what rule you refer to a rule, I would expect your submission to be in line with that rule.
Right, Honorable
when we gazette the rules.
Right, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Numbers.
Rule 8 provides for situations that are not provided for.
Not questions, Honorable.
Right, Honorable Speaker, the procedural matter I want to raise is that 2 of your MPs, Right, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Numbers, just let me first make it clear. Rule 8 provides for procedure not provided for, not questions. Kindly.
Right, Honorable Speaker, the matter I'm going to raise, I've been trying to look for it under our rules, and it was not provided for, and I thought that under Rule 8, Right, Honorable Speaker, you have general powers on issues that are not specifically provided for under our rules of procedure. Right, Honorable Speaker, 2 of your MPs, that is Honorable Mwadan Kunyenji of Chadondo East and Honorable Derek Nyeko of Machindye, are being held Right, Honorable Speaker, since yesterday. Right, Honorable Speaker, yesterday I was part of a public meeting in the by-election campaigns of Kawempe North, Right, Honorable Speaker, as a member of NUP. In that meeting, Mr. Speaker, I was with Honorable Abdallah Chwanka, who was dressed in a red attire, Right, Honorable Speaker. Soon after the meeting, Right, Honorable Speaker, Right, Honorable Abdallah Chwanka was arrested, and eventually he was released on bond. And when I read the police form, the bond form, the offense that was provided for on that bond form was that he had been charged of an offense related to a uniform. And the Right, Honorable Speaker, even the 2 MPs now who are being held by police were also arrested in similar circumstances, Right, Honorable Speaker. The procedural matter I want to raise, Right, Honorable Speaker, because you are charged with the welfare of your MPs, and of course, what happens to our MPs, even in some circumstances, also happen to our constituents, Right, Honorable Speaker. And I don't know, as a well procedure, if the government has informed this House, all authority, all under any written law, that a red attire is now a uniform of a certain organization or a board of government that is supposed to be held in a preserve for them, and once you are arrested, dressed in it, you are aligned before court, or you are held for several hours in detention. Some people have been beaten. Right, Honorable Speaker, I raise this because these are people who should be here representing their constituents, but now they are being held by police just because they were found putting on a red attire. To my understanding, and the best of my understanding, the uniform of the National Unity Platform Party. Thank you, Right, Honorable Speaker. And I want you to guide us, Mr. Speaker, that maybe you would call here the minister in charge of defense to educate the country through this House on what constitutes a uniform of UPDF, so that we can also tell our people and also update ourselves as members of Parliament, so that we don't break the law.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. You raised the matter to do with our members, so I decided to be lenient. Yeah, and indeed I found can be in line with the rules. Rule 78(1)(a) for no privilege, on point of privilege. So it would, but now I hadn't gotten that information. I'm sorry, I've been off phone for some time. I don't know on the side of government. Does anyone know the status of the matter as of now? Yeah. Please, Rob. If one from the government side can question.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I also want to congratulate you on the achievement you got. And when I meet you along the roads, don't fear me calling you President, sir, with that achievement. And our Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to thank Honorable Bitek and the Honorable Namboze. With all the achievements, our faces outside where we are getting achievements, we are looking ugly. And that one deters attraction of tourists and good reception by other countries. What is happening in Kawempe is very disturbing. And Mr. Speaker, there is no reason, even if you go to let members, we meet together, those of NRM and us in the opposition. We talk as friends. And we have been meeting on the road as they go for their campaigns, also go for our campaigns. But arresting members, first beating them, you take them for no sufficient cause is not proper. The biggest question here, Mr. Speaker, is the Electoral Commission still in control of these elections, by election. The fourth arm is beaten left and right. Yesterday, I saw a video where the policeman, the judge, was asking the fourth arm, the fourth arm to remove what they had recorded. Why do you come to attack people? Why do you arrest members when you have covered your faces? It is factual that if you're a policeman or you're a soldier and you hide your face, that means you are fearing to show your face. And what you are doing is illegal. Mr. Speaker, I think we want to ask Electoral Commission to prevail over the by-election in Kawempe. If so, that we don't need this by-election, they can stop them and declare somebody other than killing innocent citizens. Women are not supposed to be arrested by men at any cost. Women are supposed to be arrested by women. And Mr. Speaker, what is challenging? These people giving up when they see soldiers. They raise their hands. In the military law, once someone puts his hands up, you just arrest and take other than beating them. So, Mr. Speaker, my last prayer is, are we, as Electoral Commission, just to be in the control of these elections? Because whenever elections become very rowdy and they have, because I'm so happy with the NRM candidate, she's also complaining about the same. We are competing with National Unity Platform. We are competing with FDC. But why do you beat these people you are competing with? It makes us look ugly. And Mr. Speaker, my prayer is, can we know from ministry? Last week, Honorable Hart was sitting in as the government prime minister. He promised to go and see a journalist who is losing his eyes because of the work he was doing under the law. Under the law. So, Mr. Speaker, I think what Honorable Numbers have stated and the Honorable Bitex is very pertinent, plus what I'm saying. And the other Ugandans. Yesterday, I listed about 26 with the MPs. Finally, Mr. Speaker, I looked at Mugabe when he was the president of Uganda, 39 years. Whenever members of the opposition were rioting with the members of parliament, police would arrest them without beating them. They say, this, please, can you go and we do this? But what is happening here? Nobody, we have the Anti-Torture Act. But torture...
Thank you.
Come, Mr.
Thank you, Honorable Saungu. You know, some of these things I see and I ask myself, what's wrong? Who provoked this? And sometimes, I think these are people who even are against the state. I don't think, like that journalist whom I saw being operated in the eye, I don't think the person who did it loves his government. Because they are destroying the image of the government. Some overzealous people. I really ask myself, what would provoke you to get a journalist and you hit them? I saw pictures which my eyes couldn't tolerate. And so, Honorable Bahat, are you? Just let's first get a response. I will allow you. But as Honorable Bahat comes, Honorable colleagues, in the public gallery this afternoon, we have a delegation of students and lecturers from Bishop Stewart University in Mbara District. They are represented by Honorable Mwinempaka Ramirama and Honorable Atkwasa Rita. They've come to observe proceedings of this house. Please join me, Honorable colleagues, in welcoming them. You can stand up for recognition. Thank you. Thank you. Honorable colleagues, we also have a delegation of leaders of Chiboga Women's Circle from Chiboga District. They are represented by Honorable Kaya Christine, Honorable Kefa Kiwanuka, and Honorable Mutumba Abdul. They've also come to observe proceedings of this House. Please join me in welcoming them. Thank you. Honorable Bahati, Acting Government Chief Whip.
Mr. Speaker, I want first of all congratulate you upon assuming that presidency of SCPU, and also to say that the commitment you have made before this House that you will follow up on some of the issues using parliamentary diplomacy is a commitment that government supports, and particularly on the issues of trade. We have two issues that we have been engaged in with the European Union. One is one of the rules that you have outlined referring to deforestation. It is true that we should protect the environment, and also this new rule that requires us to register the farmers of coffee so that we ensure that they are not planting in areas where there's been deforestation is a welcome idea, because it reinforces also traceability on the side of EU and climate change initiatives. But we'd also like you to promote the point of us, European Union, allowing value addition, importing coffee that has already been added on value. Because as we speak, we export coffee which has no value, and then it's processed in Italy and re-exported in Uganda. So we are suggesting to them that let's don't import coffee that has not that does not have value addition, and therefore that should be one of the issues that you should help government to achieve. But the trade between Europe and Africa is growing, and therefore we expect that the organization will also help us. On the issue of violence in elections, last week, Mr. Speaker, you are not here. We committed, first and foremost, we sent our sympathies and apologies for what happened to the journalists. And today I was speaking to the members of the family together with the MP for Wakiso. And from here, I'm also going there to check on them on behalf of government. We stated last week that there is no state-sponsored violence in these elections, that the state has not sanctioned this, and people who are doing it, harming people in elections, should be brought to book. And we requested the Minister of Internal Affairs to follow up on this issue. So we are doing what we can as government to ensure that people enjoy the freedom ushered in by the National Resistance Movement. They elect their leaders in a free environment, and therefore we shall continue to guard against this violence so that people can elect their leaders in a free and fair environment. This is our commitment, and the Minister of Internal Affairs will come to this House and update the House on what is happening. Thank you. On the issue of uniform, the honorable member has requested that the Minister for Defense should come and clarify, but also we are making a proposal on the UPDF Amendment Act, and I think that will be another opportunity to clarify what kind of uniform we are talking about. You have requested some communication from government. At the moment, as we said last week, at the moment, and I think we sort of agreed on this, Mr. Speaker, as a House, that when a member is raising some issues and you get the facts, and then government receive the facts, we should look into them so that we have a proper response to this. The facts that honorable numbers are raising and the allegations should be looked into and then attended to. That's a commitment we can give at this particular moment. Thank you.
Honorable Bahat, when do you think we could have this statement? Because I know all the submissions will be expounding on the complaints. You know? So when do you think we can have this?
Thursday this week.
Okay.
Thank you.
So, honorable colleagues, can I request that we wait for Thursday? They bring a statement, and then we give it time. Okay? Honorable Cooper, it will be more helpful. Once you have a statement, okay, it becomes, it's a new issue, Honorable Cooper?
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, I thought this would have come to an end